Oh, what's up, Gary?
What's up, bro?
I was just showing the fans my foot.
I love your foot. Is it getting better?
It's getting real good, man. What's going on?
I was looking forward to this all day. I had all these like intense fucking meetings, and then,
Yeah. Thanks for giving me some time today, man. I appreciate it.
you know how I feel about you. I'm always curious. Are you signing?
I'm signing right now.
Let's go.
Getting after it.
How long does it usually take? Like, it's so funny. Like, obviously, you know where I sit on the sports card stuff and ended up being super historically correct on that shit. But
as always,
I always wonder, like, it's so crazy to be on the other side having guys signing. I was like, oh, you're a lefty?
No, you got it backwards.
I was like, yeah. I was like, how do you throw righty and right lefty? Got it. How long does it take you?
Okay, so this is like, how many do we have here? There's 700 stickers in here. So it's like yay big. You think it's not gonna be that big of a deal? You think what? It's like a 20-page paper maybe. They take like 2 hours at least, 3 hours maybe.
I actually did a sports card for Topps a couple years ago,
How many did you sign?
I don't remember, so I don't want to make it up, but I remember it took. I was watching the NFL draft actually while I was doing it.
Yeah.
So we were in the conference room at Vader.
You weren't there in your Jets jersey?
No, what was this? Now that we're in the business, it's a little weird, right? Like we want to be with our guys. You know how it is.
Yeah, but I still would respect it if you were there in your Jets jersey because you were there.
Yeah, I might just have to do that again. I miss those days. I might have to do it.
You do. You and AJ. AJ can sneak by. I don't know if you can sneak by.
Why don't, since I know there's there's like 3,000 plus people here, so a lot of people have come from my account.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you talk about adversity? This is what I want to talk to you about. So you're like my favorite, and you know, for many reasons, it's so fun to have, like, so many people don't know the truth about any people in the world.
Right.
And then there are people who know the truth about their relationships. So your circumstance and our relationship is like one of the more interesting things in my life, because I don't know if I've ever been more confident that, much like some of the stuff with sports cards and startups, I remember when we talked to Jordan and I watched a ton of film, and not that I'm an NFL expert, and then we spoke.
I would love to hear your thoughts on my film.
Dude, you know the first person I signed was Alvin Kamara?
Yeah, I remember that. I remember you told me that.
Literally, we lost him during the process because we didn't really know what we were doing that first year. But literally, I watched YouTube videos. And I was like, the backup running back at Tennessee is going to be a superstar. Oh. So, I think I actually am sneaky for a normal human, but that wasn't it. It was just who you were. I was so confident that you were like truly, completely built humanly to be QB1 in the NFL. I knew that, especially because I knew you weren't going to get drafted. I knew there was going to be a lot of serendipity to would life give you the opportunity for you to get there. So fucking you do. Like, it literally happens. Like, the thing that like undrafted QBs to truly be the starter in the NFL is like not a high percentage.
Yeah.
And then you fucking have a real fucking injury this year.
Yeah, a real one.
So I'm really curious, because I think a lot of people who follow me come like me and you from adversity and have some success. I think because of what I do for a living, sports is not as high risk, and because I'm conservatively smart when I run businesses, I'm never going to have that major step back. Now, I can have health scare, my family can, that's really, but not in my craft.
Yeah.
Football's always scared me, because even if you're 100% right, you're playing such a violent sport. Take me through, obviously you get hurt, you know right away, right? When that
Immediately, yeah.
And for me, I was devastated because I was watching in the background. I was with Xander, and then I got like 4 texts in a row. And I kind of looked back. I was like, fuck. And, I hate the Giants more than breathing as a Jets fan. So I'm already pissed. Second of all, talk to me through the mindset of having all the perseverance to get to something a lot of people didn't think you could, and then to have a real life. I mean, you're still so young, but a real bump in the road to lose out on all those starting games. And, it was not just being hurt. It's the missed out opportunity that you could have played out this year. Like, what goes through a young man's mind through that? How do you help people that are listening right now think that through?
Yeah, I think you said a lot of things right there, but I think just kind of going back to it, was when I was coming out for the draft, Brian and AJ and you were the only guys that wanted to sign me. If you remember that.
I do.
The only people that wanted to sign me. which is crazy. I was just telling him that. My guy right here. Don't worry about my box on the floor. I'm moving in. Uh, but yeah, it's crazy. And I think it started back in college. You know, I was a top recruit coming out, obviously, and then I had struggles in college. And you know, it's just at the end of the day, it's like a self-belief. You know, and there's major like downs about my story. There's parts of my time where I was super down and had very little self-belief. But you know, people like you, people like Jordan Palmer, people like my family, just like kind of kept pushing me to have like the self-belief, because it's, you look on TV today and like I think especially in the sports world, it's like all these people on TV are trying to get like the clip on Twitter. You know, they're trying to say the most outrageous thing
Yeah.
possible so they can advance their career, right?
Yes, it's
And
tearing down other people's buildings to build more.
exactly. And they have no, they don't care about what they're saying or anything, because that's going to advance their career, right? I mean,
Yeah,
I could say a bunch of names. I'm not going to say names, you know.
Yeah,
but
it's a lack of empathy and compassion, where there's enough pain inside that feels like the right route to build on top of.
yeah, it's just like there's not integrity involved in it, you know. There's nothing there, and so I think like it comes down to self-belief, and for me, it's everything that works for me. I try to make everything as simple as I possibly can, because I need to think fast, you know, and so simplicity works for me. And so the way I put it, and I kind of put it into small, like a phrase, is the people who quit make room for the people who don't quit. And so that's kind of how I've
perseverance, tenacity, patience, conviction, all those things.
Yeah, and when I go around the high school kids and like the college kids, and there's a bunch of kids working out here, you see how big this group of kids is, right? Like all these kids want to be great. All these kids want to make it to the league or do whatever, you know, and I think just when you tell the kids, it's like look at all these people around you. Like a lot of these people are just going to give up and quit, right? Like, are you willing to like not quit? Are you willing to like keep going? Because when you keep going, you're going to look to your right and someone's going to fall off. You're going to look to your left, you're going to see 3 more people fall off, you know? And it's just, I think I've kind of like experienced enough of that where I've seen me claw through some things, and I've experienced some things I had to claw through. And then I've seen some friends and some colleagues in the business like not claw through them.
Let's go the other route. And thank you so much for the kind words. You don't even know what it means to me to think about being part of your journey, because I do it for my audience, but this is so intimately, you know, a lot of people don't know the financial risks of agent life.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
Hard. Let's talk about let's build some people up. Back to, I want to start talking more about real life things. Everyone's making judgment of people they don't know. Let's talk about judgment of people you do know.
Yeah.
From a player standpoint, who had a real impact on your very young career so far and went out of their way to help you?
It's a great question. It's an awesome question. I think I'm thinking back to Carolina, thinking back to my rookie year. I think of guys like Cam Newton, who a lot of people from the outside would think differently of, but you know, he was in New England this year. I'm friends with Jarrett Stidham, and I was just with Jarrett last night talking to him about Cam and how awesome he was and how great he was. But, you know, Jarrett was a little uneasy about him at first, right? But,
of course,
you know, I think Cam
and
came
by the way,
in and
I have compassion for that. Jarrett first was at a point when that trade went down, or that signing went down. He's already thinking and being hopeful that he's going to QB1.
Yeah, the whole competition aspect of the quarterback room, just, you know, it's a weird thing to navigate. But, you know, I think Cam especially just kind of went out of his way. And I don't think he ever saw me as competition at the beginning, you know, but he went out of his way and was always there to answer all my questions and was never weird or anything, you know. And then that's in the quarterback room. But you look around, you got guys like Torrey Smith, you know. Torrey Smith was at the end of his career when I was in Carolina, and he was my locker mate. He sat right next to me, and me and Torrey would talk all the time, forever, all day long. And he's just there's millions of things, and he didn't have to do that, you know. I'm just 21-year-old kid, 22-year-old kid, and it was just who he is. He's just a good person. Exactly, you know. And then like another dude like that, Greg Olson, who's like in a different way, would just loved the game so much, and just loved when he goes and coaches his little league baseball team with his sons on it, like that fires him up more than anything, just because he loves to coach and loves to teach. And so it's like guys like that, man. I'm always fascinated about the OG offensive linemen for a young QB. Did you have any
luck in that department where anything?
Oh, you had your guy Ryan Khalil.
Oh, I love
Ryan was a hell of a dude. Ryan loved to mess with me. He would always get me in trouble at practice. He loved to fuck with me at practice, but Ryan was always great. Our guy Matt Paradis.
Yeah, Paradis at Vader Sports.
Paradis was.
He came your second year, right?
Yeah, he was my second year, and so he was my center the whole year. And Matt's one of my greatest friends now. Matt's a hell of a dude. And but same thing. He's an older dude. He won a Super Bowl with Peyton, you know. And then he played an entire season or whatever with Peyton behind center, and then he's with me back there, and there's no difference.
Two of the greatest quarterbacks of all time that he got to step.
Cheers to that, Gary. I appreciate that.
Kyle, what's your rehab look like? Now I'm almost asking you like real questions for myself, just being selfish.
You're good.
What's the ETA to be 100%? Obviously, there's a lot between now and then.
Yeah. So today marked today marked 12 weeks since my surgery. And so I think like cautiously full recovery is 20 weeks. So probably like another 8 weeks. I was out of the boot. I was in the boot until 2 weeks ago. And so I've been
How does it feel to be out of it?
It's like liberating. It's unbelievable. I felt like I was not part of society with the boot. I was like, especially during COVID and I was like locked up in the apartment in Virginia. I was not even a human. But I've been walking around. I've been doing a bunch of stuff. We're just starting to it's all about getting range of motion back. Like I was in a boot forever. So think about your foot just being stuck like this for 10 weeks. So like when I got out of the boot, I can go like that. And so it's all about just getting that range of motion back, you know, but hopefully 8 more weeks. I really just like trying to golf. So we'll see how much longer I have until I can golf, honestly.
But so that's great. So you'll be super ready for.
Yeah, be ready. It's all good. All the surgery it's all solid in there. It's not going anywhere. I'm not going to re-hurt it. It's just about strengthening it.
Before I bounce, because I got to run in 2 minutes.
No, you're good.
What about off the field stuff like signing these trading cards, brand deals? Talk to a lot of people who watch this that are kids that are considering Vader Sports and considering other places.
Yeah.
How do you balance it not being a distraction, but also being thoughtful while you got the platform? When you're a youngster, some of the vets are like, "Hey, rookie, if you didn't literally waiting for the joke of like, well, maybe if you didn't do Instagram photos for $500 fucking brand deals, you would have fucking film and not thrown that pick."
That was what's his name from the clubhouse thing the other day, the pitcher, I think, who was saying that. Yeah. I think that I have an opinionated take on it. I think it's very important, but I think like being good at your job and winning like makes everything 100 times better. So I think that 100% comes first. But then I think it's all about like what you want to do, because it's like organic. Like for me right now, I'm like really trying to figure out like the whole Twitch game. I think me and Jordan have been like doing stuff on Twitch, and we're trying to figure out like how Twitch can like become more personal with the football world. And I think like you're rocking, I think that's the Roker guy right there, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
And we were playing the other night, me and Brian.
I know.
How'd it go? You were. I don't know. You didn't get an invite.
I know.
It went great.
People know I don't game. Who won? Which side?
We swept.
Who?
It was me, Brian, Maniac was on our team, from that team, and then Attach was on the other team. There's like 4 more people. I think BP was
AJ lost?
AJ, I was murdering AJ.
Yes.
AJ was,
all right. Let me just
Brian
go
back too.
real quick.
Yeah, it was good.
But no, man, I
think it's all important, man. I think you just got to do it's got to be organic.
I got to run. Everybody who's following right now, please follow my man here, quarterback, Washington Football Club. Are you guys getting a mascot name this year?
We'll see. I'm the wrong person to ask that question.
Yeah. Let me come with some hard hitting questions. What do you think about
Let's save those for another time.
I love you. I'll see you later.
You too, man. I'll see you.
Bye.
All right, peeps. I'm out.